The pork industry has a good reputation for using antibiotics responsibly. Of course, this year we've had the new veterinary feed directive rules, so we're tightening up antibiotic use even more. And that's a good thing. And from what veterinarians have told me, they are putting more emphasis on vaccination, or at least considering that possibility as a first line of defense. So I would think, Micah, that this means that we're going to be doing even more vaccination in the future, and that this even heightens the importance of good training.
It's definitely going to make vaccination more and more important as we move forward. Vaccination is not a silver bullet. It doesn't prevent disease, but it definitely allows us to improve what clinical signs are experienced in those pigs. And so if we can improve how we administer a vaccine and make sure that all pigs receive vaccination, then we can increase the likelihood that they're going to respond to the vaccine and experience less clinical disease. And if pigs are going through less clinical disease, there's a decreased likelihood that they're going to need treatment, whether that be as a group or individual treatments.
So ultimately, when you look at all the different players in the pork industry, you have the veterinarians, you have the farm owners, you have the animal health companies. Ultimately, whose responsibility is it to make sure all these folks are properly trained and that these vaccines are not just being used correctly, but being used effectively?
There's no one central entity that is responsible for that. So it's really a farm-to-farm or system-to-system basis. Veterinarians do everything that they can to go out and understand, are the caregivers administering vaccine properly? Do I feel like there's a proper response of the pigs in terms of their ability to fight off disease if they are exposed to a pathogen? But at the end of the day, there's just not a good way to know, yes, these pigs got a vaccine. We'd love to be able to develop some magical marker that will, we can go in and easily test a group of pigs and say, yep, they got their vaccine, all of them got it. But that's a lot more difficult than it sounds. And so because of that limitation, we have to rely on having the right people in the barns administering the vaccine and knowing that they did it right and wanting to do it right, wanting to administer the vaccine properly to every single pig in the group.
Now, by law, vaccinations come with very specific indications, specific instructions, how to handle them, when and how to vaccinate, and so forth. But beyond all the fine print, what can animal health companies do to help veterinarians and producers ensure that these pigs are getting properly vaccinated?
So whenever possible, we try to educate anybody that needs it on how to use our products. So it may be that we work with the veterinarians to make sure they understand the full technology of our vaccine, the proper timing, the right animals to use the product in. And so we can educate from that standpoint. And then we can come in, if desired, we can take it a step further and we can work with that veterinarian's clients and help them understand what's the proper way to handle it, what's the proper way to administer it, and make sure that everybody that is in that process understands how and when to use the vaccine.